Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is your host, Nigerian Boss Lady, and it's nice to have you right here once again. Happy New Year! Yes, if you're seeing me for the first time on this platform, Happy New Year. But if you've been following me on Instagram, you will see that I've been running a 30-day productivity challenge, which a lot of people have actually, been involved in, which is quite encouraging. So if you've seen me there, Happy New Year again to you. We're together. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 things you need to check in the beginning of 2021 to make sure that you're headed the right way. So if you feel that that's something you need, then you definitely want to keep on watching. Hi guys, welcome back. So like I said, on this video we're going to be talking about 5 things you need to check to make sure that you're headed the right way for 2021. Yes, so the first thing you need to go back to is your 5-year plan. Yeah, I know that at some point somebody has asked you, where do you want to be in 5 years, or what do you want to do in 5 years, and you're like, okay, in 5 years I want to be this, I want to be that. Then 5 years looks like 50 years, but for some of you, you're already in that 50th year if you have to backtrack it. So I want you to go back to that plan or the vision or the idea that you had. I don't know if you've written it down, and if you can find the notes where you wrote it, then you need to look for that note. Yes, you need to look for that note. Tell me if you can find that note. Just tell me. If you've written it down, you can find the notes, tell me. Then I would know that you're serious. But usually I would advise that you write such things online, like get a digital note, write it on your phone, and make sure that you can back it up, so that anytime you need to put it out, it's just in the cloud, and you pull it out, you update it or do whatever you have to do. Writing such things in physical notes is actually good. It's good as long as you can keep those notes and not lose them, whether you are going to move from one continent to another. As long as you can keep those notes and you're not going to lose them. But if you know that there's a tendency that you might actually lose the notes, please type it on your notepad. I love to use Evernote. Type it on your notepad and make sure it is backed up in the cloud. So back to what we're saying. Check out that 5-year plan you had and find where you are at. So I believe we said you wanted to do this. So where are you on that journey? So once you've been able to identify where you are on that journey, you need to draw out a 1-year plan from that 5-year plan. So from where I am now, how do I get to my next milestone? Now, so you need to document everything you need to do to get to that next milestone and draw out a 1-year plan out of that. Once you've been able to do that, the next thing you want to make sure is that these things that you've written down, are they smart? Is it specific enough? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it realistic? And is it time bound? So if it is not specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound, then it is not a useful goal. Let's just say it's useless. That's what I wanted to say, but I wanted to sound polite. It's actually useless. So you have to make sure that you go back to it and make sure that it is specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. So once you've been able to do that, then you now have to designate them into spheres. I work with 5 spheres, so your spiritual, your physical, your career, your social, and your financial life. So you need to break them down into spheres. So your spiritual life, I don't think I need to say much about that. All I have to say is just get it right. Like, just get it right. Whatever you have to do, get it right. Then for your career, let's talk about your physical plan. So your physical sphere has to do with your outlook, your weight, your diet, your looks, your skin, your hair for ladies. When people see you, what do you want them to see? How you dress, what you wear, how you wear it, your style. Yeah, so you need to pay attention to all of that. Do you need to lose weight? Do you need to add weight? Do you need to is it just your BMI you need to tweak? to make sure that you're normal and you're not obese. You don't need to, all of that. Do you need to see a doctor for your health? Is there something you need to work on? Is there something you need to make sure that you're tracking consistently? So you need to have a goal in that sphere and make sure that it's also written down. Next thing you need to check out is your career plan. So your career plan is mixed with your work and your general outlook to life, your disposition to life. So when I mean your work, it's not restricted to your 9 to 5 or your 12 to 12, whatever it is. It's about, okay, do you actually feel like you're doing the things you need to do? And yes, we are at different stages of our lives. For some of us, we can afford to actually do what we want to do. For some of us, we think we cannot afford to do it, but it depends on how you do it. So I would say that on a daily basis, a certain amount of your time is designated to doing that thing that you love, that thing that gives you joy. If it is your work, kudos. But if it is nothing related to your work, kudos too, because it's going to take some hard work. But I feel like if you're able to devote that time to do that one thing that brings you joy, that feels like you're adding value to people, that feels like your life has a meaning. Regardless, if you can actually find some time and designate that time to it, then I think it's actually you're going to love your life. It's going to be hard. Like right now, filming this video, oh my god, a lot of water have passed under the bridge, but it's something that I love. It's something that gives me meaning. I actually love it. It's a lot of hard work, but I practically love it. You get? So you need to make sure that on a daily basis you find out to do something you love, you find that time to do something that makes you feel like you're giving value to people, because you are actually giving value to people. You're actually making someone see that their life has a meaning and all of that. So you need to do that. Let me not flow you too much. I so much love that. I don't know, once I get to talk about, I just feel bumped up. kind of. The social sphere has to do with your relationships, whether you love relationships, your platonic relationships, your relationship with your family, acquaintances, those you look up to, those that look up to you. My question is, how intentional are you about these relationships? How intentional are you about these relationships? Now, some people have large circle of friends, which is fine. For some people, they have, just a small circle, or even a dot or a square of friends. Regardless, my question is, how are you being intentional about those relations? Because 2021 you're not wasting time, resources, emotions, and all of that. So you really need to define, okay, who am I spending my best time with? Even beyond your romantic relationships, which is actually also very important if you have one. And if you don't have one, it doesn't make you less of a human. Again, we are all important people, whether or not we have people that are in love with us or not. But I'm just trying to say that you've been in a relationship or not doesn't make you less of a human. But the fact that you can work on relationships and be intentional about them. What's your goal about? So everyone can say it's too deep. And my question will be, if you're not intentional about your friendships, then what are you doing? Like, what are you guys doing? What? There's no time for purposes. I'm not saying that every time you come around, there should always be, one deep thing that you have to talk about. You have to talk about why this is not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying even those that you hang out with, when people find out that you're intentional about them, or let me spin it around. If I find out that someone is intentional about me, oh my goodness. I wish I have people that are intentional about me. I'm grateful. I am so grateful for the people I have around me that it's just, even to the fact, to the downright to the point of how we have fun it's just that's why I respect people that have intentional friendships. You get intentional friendship, like, "Wow, big, what's up? What are you doing with this?" What's like, you would even have, when you have fun, you're being intentional about having fun. Because seriously, life can come at you and you might feel like you don't have time for friends. That's just the truth. Like, and it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you need to pay attention to certain things. But for you to say, "Oh no, I'm going to make time for this person, I'm going to check up on this person, I'm going to have a conversation with this," it doesn't have to be a lot of people, and it can just be one person to start with. But you just need to treat people the same way you want them to treat you. This topic is, it deserves another video of its own. It deserves another video of its own. So let's go to the last sphere, which is actually financial. Recently I've been following Tusi Olase in the Money Africa, and recently I just found out Tomi Baloko of the Green Investment Club, and I love how these ladies talk about money. See, money is important. Like, money is important. Money is important. The only thing that is bad is when you allow the love of money to now dictate what you do or how you do certain things that you do. But when it comes to, who does not want to have money? I want to have money. I want to have money. I want to have enough, like more than enough money. Of course, there's so many things you can use money for. Money is good, but you need to be intentional about learning about investments, going into businesses, shares, stocks, bonds, all of those things, cryptocurrencies. Let me give you guys gist. So I think it was in 2016 when the craze for crypto just started, and I honestly opened the opened the account and all of that. And I was like, oh, this I think it was almost about the same time. No, I think at MMM just came and MMM just said, like, are you sure? They will not just block it and the money will just evaporate. On more that I pulled out all of my funds and now left 136 naira. Was it not last month? One of my friends just said, she checked the crypto account though. I said, okay, then let me just check my own. I didn't remember that I left the cupboard there. And 136 naira was at that time already 7,000 naira. Like 136 naira, 7,000 naira. I'm not saying that you should go and invest in go and put all your life savings in cryptocurrencies. No. What I'm just saying is that you need to intentionally decide that you're going to learn about money and how money works. Please don't do Ponzi schemes. Please don't do Ponzi schemes. Please don't do all those bring 1% to get 1% to get 1%, all those things. See, I'm not going to say much, but I'm just going to say that you just need to be, there are some good investments out there, and you don't have to have a million naira, you don't even have to have 500,000 naira, you don't even have to have 200,000 naira for some investments. Like, you could try to save as much as you can and look for some investments take as low as 50,000 naira, and test the waters, see how they work. Then find someone that is very knowledgeable, pay for classes. Like, if there is a class that is going to offer you the value that you need, and the value that you might not necessarily easily find somewhere else, pay for it. Like, pay for it. I have learned I paid for some courses last year, and I just felt like, what's all this? Like, when you have buyers, you must pay. You cannot even say what you paid for. You're paying for a lecture. You sit down, use the internet to watch the lecture. But really, there are some things that would not come easily to you except you pay for them. And if you can buy shoes, you can buy clothes, you can buy even if you can buy your basic necessities, there are some classes you can pay for. There are some creatives right now on Instagram. I don't know where I'm saying that. Even on YouTube, there are some people right now that actually have affordable courses where you can pay and learn all that you have to learn. Please, I've seen a course for 5,000 naira for 5,000 naira. I'm not sure if it was ever. Yes, there are different courses. Buy books. There are different ebooks right now that you can learn a lot from. Like, there are different ebooks. There are some ebooks for 2,000 naira, and you know that, okay, this person is going to give me something that I might not easily find out there, or something that will take time for you to learn. And you know, people just put their experiences up in a book, and you get buy books. So please, just do not see it as a waste of money. Like, if you can spend money on certain things, I don't see why you cannot spend money on knowledge, and knowledge that you know would always bring you more money. I'm not going to overflow this issue this time around. Well, maybe we'll talk about it sometime, but you get the drift. So finally, I want you to look at 3 productive things you want to do for this year. Setting your mind to make sure that you're going to be productive all through this year. So I hope this video goes out before the end of the month. It will go out before the end of the month. I want you to look at 3 things. 1 thing that you're good at but you're not the best at. And what I mean by that is, if they are looking for somebody in that field, you're good at it, but nobody's going to say, oh, she's the best at it, or it's the best at it, let's call him. Figure out that 1 thing. Another thing is something you know you ought to do, but you've not done at all. An important task that you know you ought to do, but you've not done at all. So you also want to figure that out and write it down. And the final thing is something you're doing, but you're not good at. This 3rd thing, you don't have to be the best at it, but you need to be good at it. You also need to figure out that these 3 things I got from my mentor. So identify those 3 things. I'll go over it again. Something you're good at but you're not the best at. Something you have not done at all but you know you need to learn. Something you're doing but you're not good at it, but you know it's essential. You don't have to be the best at it, but you know you have to be good at it. So identify those 3 things, and decide that you're going to build yourself on those 3 skills. Now, to this end, I hope this video has been of help. And if you feel there's someone that needs to hear this, please feel free to share, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button. It is totally free, like they say. And okay, if you want to be notified about my videos, just click on the bell beside this cross subscribe button, and that will just give you a tiny little notification on the top of your screen to tell you that Nigerian Boss Lady has posted another video. So until the next time, you know the vibes. Thank you guys, it's nice having you here. Bye.